Uh, I feel like it was a passion for me, which really helped me like make this like really great presentation. And also self care, obviously as I mentioned before, and then also just proud of myself and like the work I was able to produce. Challenges I had were obviously COVID, February, the month of February, and my action plan because I kind of struggled with like like balancing everything out. I wanted to do everything so quick and kind of not leave any work later on. Rewarding aspects, it was meaningful work, as I mentioned. But I learned a lot. I helped the community, and then I just experienced happiness overall. And self-discovery, a passion for helping others, new career paths, and just how capable I am, achieving what I did. Was I successful? I would say yes overall, despite the amount of hours I volunteered or whether I met these three success criteria. I kind of just based my success off, you know, did I learn something at least? Did I grow as a person? And when I get asked the question, was I successful? I can just definitely just say yes. This is kind of how I grade myself. I didn't think I would do that great, and you guys understand thing because I'm kind of just all over the place. But yeah, we're almost done, guys. I promise. We got what is the purpose? So as I mentioned this before, is just encouraging others to volunteer. Kind of just seems like there's no passion or no initiative taken for people wanting to go out there and volunteer, and just it doesn't feel like the importance of it does not feel very great. It kind of just seems like a number that we kind of need for graduation. Kind of just seems like that dreadful 40 hours, and I kind of just want to make it change that narrative and just kind of make it feel more like something that like people would enjoy. And obviously identities and relationships, just overall bringing people together to better the community. We got advice. So first off, I have advice for you guys. So just make sure you're on track. Make it easier for our teachers because obviously they want to help you out, and just continue to give effort. I know it's been tough this year, but I believe in all you guys. You guys all have the ability to do great things. And we have advice for incoming sophomores. So first thing I would say, obviously don't procrastinate. Pay attention, think of your future, and then mature as soon as possible because none of these high school teachers are gonna deal with your BS. But yeah, we have give your and then just overall just give effort, and your teachers will appreciate it. But yeah, I just want to say thanks to the teachers, thank you guys, and then yeah, thank you for your time.
Let's open the floor for about 5 minutes of Q&A. What's a question or comment? Whatever you want to call it.
So, I like how you chose to help others and ones who get most, but you get paid.
Oh, I didn't get paid nothing. That's volunteering. You get paid nothing. It's kind of just volunteering your time. That's what volunteering is. It's not like a job. It's like it's either you do the same work as a job, but kind of just giving up your time to kind of just help others.
Usually for a really good cause.
Yeah, like with the Salvation Army, that like when you saw me at the end, like those boxes. I think we made that day alone. We made like 300 food boxes, and then I think we did that for like 4 days. So we almost made. I think it was almost 200 food boxes, and then yeah, we were just giving them out to families. I think it was like one of those food boxes for one family, so that was almost like 200 people or 200 families that we helped out. But yeah, any other questions?
For how long?
Oh, so for the Salvation Army, I volunteered almost 40 hours through Thanksgiving, Christmas break, and spring break. And then with the other, I volunteered 4 hours because it was like that unloading of the truck was pretty. It didn't take that much time. I went over, I think it was 3 times, but yeah, I think it was 44 hours total.
We're at two questions. One is where do you think you'll volunteer next? And then the second question is, do you think it's something you'll continue to do after high school?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I am gonna probably volunteer. I was thinking of volunteering with. I think I mentioned it before, or I think it was one of the websites I used for my research was kind of just helping out the homeless population because I didn't really. That was like my first like essential goal with all this. But then I kind of just like transferred over to like doing volunteering as a whole. So maybe just helping out because the Salvation Army actually has like a bunch of like locations where they serve the homeless. So maybe just volunteering there. And yeah, obviously I'd like to volunteer because I feel like with this already in like 2 or 3 months I was able to volunteer and kind of just already reached that requirement for the graduation. It kind of just seemed pretty easy. And overall, I just feel happy doing it. So it's definitely something I would continue. Any other questions? Oh, I still need to do some more because with NHS, there's a 20-hour requirement already. So 20 of those hours actually went to NHS. Yeah. 'Cause- oh, that's a great question. I forgot to mention. You actually just reminded me. But obviously when we went COVID, you guys all remember when we went remote in November, and during that, like I had so much time, and essentially what I was planning on doing was volunteering during Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, and then maybe sometime during spring break. Because honestly, that's when I have the most time during school. I feel like I don't have that much time because I'm always stressed about work. But I made sure to like when those breaks came over, like Thanksgiving, I volunteered. I think it was like 12 hours. Christmas break was like 20, and then like I went just like 2 weeks ago. I went back over and volunteered a couple more hours. But yeah, kind of just finding that time, and I kind of mainly space it out through like our breaks that we receive. So kind of just not sitting around and taking advantage of it. So
Looks like Mr. Humphrey has his hand up in the meeting.
Thanks,
Mr.
Miss.
Humphrey?
Hey, Wardo, I just wanted to say two things. Number one, excellent job. I really appreciate your topic and how you brought so much passion to volunteering. I agree with you. I think that students often view it as just this like thing you have to do and don't see meaning in it. And I really appreciate that you promoted how valuable it can be both for yourself and your community. On that note, I appreciate that you shared, you were very transparent about like your self-care and that you felt like you weren't in a good place in February, and then that made it harder to work on this and to give back. I'm wondering how much of a difference it made by focusing on yourself and taking some time away from personal project to come back. Like, can you talk about that transition where you kind of took some me time, and then what was it like to kind of get back on the horse in March?
oh, that's a great question. Thank you, by the way, Mr. Humphrey.
You're welcome.
But when I was really ahead, as I mentioned in January, when I was heading into that month of February, I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish this. But then I kind of fell into that like place where I didn't know what I was doing, and kind of doing that, I went into I started therapy, and then kind of just like when I was like down and just kind of not thinking of like all this, I kind of just thought about like or what my family made me like really think about was like all the great I've already done. Kind of just I need to be proud of everything. So when thinking of the 48 hours, I don't think of like the number. I think of more or less how many people I helped, and kind of just transitioning to that. I kind of just that's when I realized that I really just have a passion for helping others, and kind of just that is what kind of lifted me up and got me back into working. So I mean, just getting back into it was weird because obviously I didn't feel very motivated, but as soon as I got back out there and I did like one more like opportunity volunteering, that's kind of just where I realized that this is something I love. So that's kind of what got me back into it.
Thanks for sharing that. Hearing you say that makes me think about the phrase that you can't pour from an empty cup. And it sounds like you had to kind of refill your own cup before you could help out others. Good man. I'm going to hop off. This was excellent, though. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Final questions or comments? All right, give Eduardo one more round of applause.
Should I stop presenting?
Yeah. So.
And then do I go back to the meeting?
No, that's not me. Someone's phone.
All right, if I took her.
All right, do you want to say bye to Miss Angle?
Hi, Miss Angle. Thank you for joining the meeting.
All right, so let me stop recording.
I feel like it took too long.
No.